stop danger in its tracks and leave owners prepared for an apocalypse. From petty crimes to the end of times, we've got you covered. Here at the Moss Shop, our main goal is to keep families safe. In a true apocalyptic situation, you're not going to be able to move around. You're not going to be able to drive out of town. It's going to be utter chaos. I take pride in what I can do with my hands and accomplish. I can go into the woods with just a few supplies and probably survive better than most folks. This has a 25-year shelf life on this food. If you've got squirrels in your yard or rabbits or something like that, you can always supplement this with wild game.
Barry is definitely an old school kind of cat. Soup cans and shoestrings, that's Barry's style.
You get you a squirrel and you cook him and mix him with ramen noodles and you got a good meal there.
Barry's a rock and I'm a computer chip.
Eric eats, sleeps, and drinks high-tech.
This rig right here is very nice. It's a solar-powered floodlight and camera. Fred is definitely a hardcore prepper.
I mean, it's the end of the world. Money's not going to be important. This vest is what you're going to need.
If the end of the world does happen, Fred's going to be ready.
But don't worry, we finance. My motto is the 6 Ps. Proper planning prevents piss-poor performance.
We can actually come out to your home and we can design systems for you, or we can work off your own plan.
You guys about ready to get cracking?
Oh, I was born ready and I'll go out that way. Just got a call from a fella down in Locust Grove named Billy. He's had a series of break-ins. He's just worried to death that somebody's gonna break in there or take his property. Locust Grove is a small town about 35 miles out of downtown Atlanta. It was named after the town's lavish groves of locust trees. Wait a minute, I know a shortcut. I think you go right through here. Take a right, Fred. Take a right, take a right. All right, we got it made now, son.
There ain't no street sign up
If you ever get lost, take a dirt road.
So Barry turns us on this dirt road, and I see that we cannot be in the right spot here. Because I don't know if this is the right place or not, is
I
it?
think this is the wrong place.
Well,
I think we definitely found the wrong place.
We ended up in the middle of nowhere at the end of nowhere. So basically, when you get to nowhere, turn left and go down to the end of that, and that's where we were right there.
excuse me?
I'll tell you what, this looks like a good scene for a murder. We might want to get out of here. You know, it's one thing to get lost, but Barry drives us up to a murder scene.
We need to get out and get our bearings.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go.
Well, the shortcut used to exist.
Gun it!
But what I didn't realize, they had changed the roads, and we couldn't get through there anymore.
Thanks, Barry. Good thing for the shortcut. Any other smart ideas?
Well, that'll learn you, won't it?
Oh, to listen to your dumb ass? Thanks,
Yeah.
Barry.
It's gonna be a long day. It's a beautiful place. Let's go in and talk to the owner.
You the Moss boys?
Yeah, Chad?
Yep, that's me. Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, tell me a little bit about why you called us out here.
Well, this is actually not my house, it's my dad's house. We lost our grandfather, my dad's dad. So he's kind of going through that right now, and I'm just trying to look out for him, and we've had some problems out here with trespassers, and they came in from the back side of the property here. This is a driveway that we don't typically use.
Have y'all had any problems with them actually getting into the home?
We do have an alarm system on the house. It's just mainly the surrounding property, the farm implements and the tools and whatnot, and the four-wheelers and things like that.
Well, Chad, I think the next step is to do an assessment of the house so we can get more options out here, what we can do.
Come on in, guys.
Awesome, that sounds like
Maybe you guys can meet my dad, too.
All right, that would be great. Hey, Billy?
Hey, how y'all doing? Y'all come on in, we'll talk.
Awesome. Got a beautiful place here.
Thank you much.
He has this great big room with a vaulted ceiling and deer heads everywhere. I mean, this was the Club Med of deers. All these your trophies, Billy?
Not all of them. My dad, he shot that one.
Well, for a country boy in Georgia, a trophy deer head is a badge of honor and a family heirloom.
Well, we heard you've had some issues with break-ins.
Oh yeah, they come one Saturday night and took four-wheelers and chainsaws, anything they could pick up.
Has anybody caught any of them at all?
Yeah, we got one. It was over by the woods over yonder, and so I run back in here and I got my guns, and he was looking at my shotgun and he was saying, "Man, this ain't Texas." I said, "Yeah, well, this ain't your property either, you know." So
You can tell Billy's a real country boy by the way he talks. What y'all be doing? What y'all doing over there? Did you build this room?
built the whole house. It took a couple of years. We got it done. Just you know, it was built by us and my dad. He passed away, so.
huh?
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Sorry, Billy. I could tell he really loved his dad. And I'm about to break up now.
Hearing the story with Billy and his father, it makes this so much more personal for us. We've got to make sure that his heritage is protected.
Well, Billy, we'll get you secure out here.
Sounds like a plan.
Well, Billy's a little shaken up, so Chad is going to show us around the place. Let's check these windows out. They seem to be pretty solid in here.
Now you can actually see the driveway from the bay window here.
Well, the family rarely uses the back driveway, but they have a real good view of it, and this is where the criminals are coming in. What we need to do is set up a security system at this back driveway to alert Billy if anybody's coming through. Let's go outside and check the perimeter.
All right, sounds like a
Sounds
plan.
like a plan, guys. Let's do it. Well, Chad, I can see this is the roadway coming through here. This is the rear approach to the drive.
This point right here is how they get up to the house.
We know they're coming in this way because there's no other way to get into the backside of the property. This is kind of the Alamo here. Once they cross this path, we want your dad to immediately know what's going on.
Okay.
Between these two trees, I put up an electronic tripwire. Install a sensor over here on this tree. And what's gonna happen is when they come up your driveway into this choke point, it'll set off an alarm inside the house. I've installed hundreds of these tripwires before. This is your first line of defense, and best of all, it's probably less than 300 bucks.
We're a couple hundred yards from the house, so it would give plenty of time to actually react to the situation at hand.
Electronic sensors can be a bit of a tricky thing. Sometimes the family dog can set it off. So what we're gonna do, Fred is going to install a couple of cameras.
Now we just got to figure out kind of where we want to place the cameras. We could do one up high and one down low, so we can see the whole opening, whether it's people or a car. Get one up high where they'll never see them. This camera is wireless and transmits to the monitor in the house and also records video. If Billy thinks he's got problems with people creeping around now, I guarantee you our society is going to break down at some point. It'll be complete chaos. These cameras and this trip sensor is going to save him and his family.
Well, you know what? These alarm systems and beams, it's going to slow them down and scare them. We need to have something to stop that vehicle. Why don't we dig a hole?
A hole?
A hole is a hole in the ground, fellas, a hole.
You're gonna dig a hole. That's it.
That's his plan.
That's it. That's your plan.
Yeah. Why would you drive your car into a hole in the ground?
Because they're not going to see the hole. We're going to camouflage it. Well, this is called the fake driveway.
A fake driveway, Barry? Come on.
There's an old saying, if you want to stop a horseman, you stop his horse.
You know where it's at, you drive around it, but the car drives it and they're stuck.
Right. Ever since Vietnam, Civil War, way back, they've been making man traps for thousands of years. But this is a vehicle trap. People are looking around this way, they're not looking down.
Well, Barry definitely has a primitive, no-frills approach. It could work, but I'm gonna have to see it to believe it.
The front of the vehicle will fall off and be trapped.
Well, it sounds kind of crazy to me, but you're the expert, so if you want to try it, go for it.
This is our plan in a nutshell. Our first line of defense is going to be Eric's laser tripwire at the top of the driveway. When anybody breaks that beam, Billy will know immediately and they'll be alerted in the house. Our second line of defense is a video camera in the trees. It's concealed and it will record any activity, any vehicle coming down the driveway. If they continue down the driveway, they're going to be caught in the fake driveway, my trap. Mission accomplished.
All right, so we'll figure out what we're going to do here.
We're going to dig a hole 2 feet deep, 4 feet wide, and 12 feet across the road here. Just whoop, whoop, real simple.
Which one?
When it comes to hard labor, I love working with Fred. He has unlimited energy.
Check that.
I let him do the bull work. We call this redneck engineering, right?
Of course. I'm pretty much a workaholic. Usually I end up doing most of the work because Barry's wore out halfway through.
Well, we got a nice layout here, and we need to start digging it out.
Well, Barry and Fred are out here making it hard on themselves, and I'm taking the 21st century approach. Essentially, what we have here is an electronic tripwire. All right, we're just installing our solar-powered sensor. We are under a tree here, but at least it's gonna get plenty of light, enough to make it operate. It doesn't require a whole lot of voltage. If the battery fails, the solar power will take over. The top part is the solar panel. The bottom box is a sensor that sends an electronic beam to the reflector that I'm putting on a tree located on the other side of the driveway. When the sensor is actually triggered, you're gonna set off cameras, and they're gonna activate an alarm inside of Billy's house, and he knows that it's game on. That looks about right, and I think we'll be good to go here. Sure glad I'm not having to dig a hole like those guys are.
Barry, how's that coming? I'm hitting Stone Mountain over here. This ain't working, dude.
It's gonna take us all year.
Problem with Billy's driveway is a dirt driveway that's been there for like 60 years. The ground is red clay, but it's hard as concrete.
Any ideas?
Johnny, you know, has got a backhoe. Maybe he's at home.
Let's call him and see where he's at, and I'll go install this camera.
Okay.
We'll actually get something done. How's that?
All right. Johnny, I got a friend who owns a backhoe, and he's agreed to drop it off and let us use it. He owed me a favor. Let me steady that ladder for you, Fred. You don't need to fall on them.
Well, we're gonna get this camera mounted up here, Barry, and then Billy will be able to see him from the house on his monitor, and it'll be motion activated.
Sound like a plan to me.
Hand me that camo and I'll dress this thing out. Security camera is not worth nothing if you know it's there. If you see the camera, you can avoid it or hit it with a rock or just shoot it and take it out of commission. I'm camouflaging this camera so nobody even knows it's there. Oh, no, you can't see that at all.
Hey, Fred, I got a great idea.
What's your great idea, sir?
Well, we've got cameras up in the trees, but we don't have any ground level cameras. We need something like they used to put in the old sniper hides, you know, ground level. You want to do something on the ground here?
Why don't we move that stump over and we'll put it underneath that stump. And then we can camouflage it. Think we can pick that stump up?
Yeah, we can try. Come on.
I think I can do it. What you think? Hold it right there, huh? Right here. Now when we roll this over, try not to smash the camera. And don't drop it on me, all right? Come on over. Come on over. Slide it. All right, hope. That'll work. Yep, so they can't see the camera. Oh, there you go. And they can only see it if they're laying on the ground. So you sure you know how to use that?
I'm pretty sure.
Come on, let's go see then.
All right, let's go see.
Come on.
I got this thing. How hard can it be?
When Barry says how hard can it be, that means he has no idea what the hell he's doing.
It's just a big lawnmower or something like that with a scoop on the front. I mean, anybody can learn how to do that. Going right, going left. Now, there we go. Hey, it's not hard at all. I've rode one of the biggest riding lawnmower Snapper makes. Now, if I can't handle this little bitty backhoe, I mean, who am I?
That's the throttle. No, the one up there. That. There you go. Barry, you're out of control. Whoa. Barry, you're out of control. Slow down. The only way I wasn't hit by this crane was my quick ninja reflexes. What are you trying to kill me?
This thing's like a wild bucket bronco. I'm gonna turn this thing off.
Okay.
What's going on?
Barry's trying to kill me with the backhoe ditch witch over here.
You don't know how to operate this thing?
Well, I was trying.
I swear, I cannot leave for 2 seconds without them making a big foul up of everything. Get off of that thing right now before you kill somebody.
Come on, let's try it. That's
I can't
it's a
believe you
wrap.
let him do this. Why'd you let him do that?
He said he knew how to do it. He
You're
said,
out of your
how hard
mind
can it
too,
be?
both of you.
Dude, he said, how hard can it be?
What people don't know about good old Georgia red clay, it's good for your hair, your beard, and your skin. That's why I keep my beard so shiny and smooth. Ladies beware. Barry's been using the red clay. Grrr.
All right, MacGyver, what's next?
Then we're gonna put the plywood over it, and we're gonna camouflage it. Now, it doesn't have to be structurally sound, and we don't want it to be structurally sound. All we want it to do is hold the plywood up till somebody drives on it. And when they fall off in that hole, they're stuck.
Pencil. All right.
We have to cut the plywood to precise measurements because if it's too big, it could actually support a vehicle and they could get in anyway, or somebody could just walk right over it.
While Barry and Fred are digging holes, I'm doing something that's actually worth our client's time. Chad, what this device is actually your alarm that's triggered by the electronic tripwire out in the driveway, okay? The tripwire and the alarm talk to each other wirelessly. When this thing gets triggered, basically it's gonna make a loud noise and it's gonna let your dad know that he needs to go look over his monitor and see what's going on, okay? Very easy to install, just got some stickums on there. Stick this little guy in place and Once this thing sets off, it'll emit a very loud tone throughout the house. Just like that. Yeah, it's pretty loud. All right, Chad, well, we've got 2 cameras set up outside on the driveway. Once you have a seat, I'll explain it to you. The feed that you see here is one of the cameras. Basically, the way this device operates is the feed is being sent to this box, and when your dad or you switch between AV1, AV2, whichever channel, it'll pop the different feed on the screen for you.
I'm a little skeptical about the driveway pit. Is there a way to test that out?
The only way to test it is to break it, and then we got to start from scratch.
You got to do it.
Well, Barry's not going to be happy about this, but the customer is always right. Justin, hey. Eric, man, what's going on? Okay. Hey, you remember that crummy van that you got? The old blue one that you said we could blow up? You still got it? Called a buddy to come over and try out the hole to make sure it works. If Barry knew, he'd have a baby in his britches, so I'm not telling anybody.
Grab that corner, slide it over, tell me where you want it. Edge to edge right now.
This trap has to be engineered to fail. If you build it too strong, it won't work. You have to have it weak. This has to be barely hanging on. Don't want to give him any chance at all.
Whoa!
What's the matter with you? You're breaking the board before the vehicle gets here. You been eating too many sticky buns?
I guess so. I was just wondering if it would hold up to the vehicle. I was going to run across it.
You proved it won't, okay?
I proved it won't?
It will not hold up to a vehicle. Fred, getting on a diet and staying on a diet might be a good idea. Flip it over,
grab the other side, let's
and
flip
now
this shit over.
Now it's even more fragile.
Let's get this last piece of plywood, Barry, and we'll set it right here.
This trap is going to be so well concealed, Billy can just forget about it. But if the day ever comes he needs extra protection and societal collapse, he'll sure be glad he has it.
Don't walk in the hole, Barry. Sweet.
When you're building a trap, you have to blend the trap with the surroundings, so you use materials from the surroundings. First thing we need to do is cover the plywood with a thin layer of dirt. Mostly around the edges, Fred.
Right. We want some dirt on all the wood, right?
A little bit.
You want a little bit layer of dirt on all the wood. All right. Just like that?
Yep.
Okay.
The next step is covering the dirt with leaves and other natural materials in the area. Have to get enough leaves to cover this whole place right in here.
I think we're gonna need a lot more leaves here, Barry.
Well, about 20 wheelbarrows full,
You just
Fred.
want it shook out like pine straw, right?
Yep.
Need a cow pie for camouflage?
Ooh. The very best camouflage utilizes Mother Nature's bountiful gifts. Now that would be authentic, have a great big cow pie right in the road.
How hard is it? Oh, it's hard enough. Yeah. Still got enough moisture you can throw it.
Put it down there over easy. There you go.
That'll blend into the landscape.
Yeah, that cow pie was a great idea. A couple more wheelbarrows of leaves and we'll blend this in, and then we'll make fake tire tracks and we got it.
And then we're gonna scoop up some of that dust and we're gonna put some dust over top of it, so sand from this dirt road, right?
Right. The last phase of the camouflage is thin layer of sand on top of the leaves, and it looks like tire tracks.
Yeah.
Kind of like a road here.
Tap it with the leaves a little bit.
The fake tire tracks are like a siren's call. Come on and drive over me. That looks natural. I mean, that's like a painting, man.
You don't get no better than that.
Well, after we finished this trap, I looked at it and it was my masterpiece. The pièce de résistance, as the French say. The Sistine Chapel of camouflage. You could not do better. Well, let's meander up to the house and see what Eric's doing.
You know, this is looking good. I'm thinking about putting a monitor in the bedroom for your dad so he can see from the bedside. Oh, look, here comes Justin. Look, come on, let's go out here. Yeah, Justin's here. That's my buddy. Watch.
Oh, stop. Oh, stop, 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 stop.
Start coming. Start coming.
My masterpiece! He might as well have slashed the Mona Lisa as far as I'm concerned.
What the hell are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Eric told me to come test this thing out.
You wrecked my masterpiece, man. I've been working on this thing all day long.
Tell you what, it was a fun
Did
ride.
you put him up to this?
Well, hey, if we're going to charge a customer for this, we got to make sure it works.
Not only has my masterpiece been destroyed, but I've been duped. This is like the Da Vinci Code.
I can't believe this actually worked.
I wasn't skeptical at all, Chad. I knew this was gonna work. What do you think of old school now, young blood?
Not bad, old man.
Well,
Not bad.
Thank you.
I mean, you know.
In a doomsday scenario, no one's getting through without Billy knowing it, with all these cameras and alarms. And if they do, they'll get stuck in a big old hole.
Okay, it works.
Well,
Awesome, wasn't it?
the best part was Chad's dad, Billy, came down and saw that my fake driveway worked for real.
Me appreciating y'all's job. Look here, I got y'all a little moonshine here. Yeah. Ain't nothing like that Georgia moonshine.
That's right. Hey, don't hog the moonshine, Barry.
A Southern boy don't offer you none of his moonshine unless you do a good job.
I'd be glad to pay y'all as soon as y'all get all this fixed back just like it was, so nobody will see it again.
Everybody just stand fast.
What am I supposed to do with this?
You're supposed to rebuild this trap. When you're done, come join us. Maybe we'll save you a swig.
All right. See how it's gonna be.